Hey y'all, it's Kenyan Hippie. Habari zenu, ohoro wanyu, como esta, guten morgen, and all the other greetings. Welcome back to another video. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. To all my existing subscribers, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. I am going to be responding to a video by one of my mutuals. She's amazing. She's an amazing woman. We met on TikTok. She is an African immigrant like myself. She's conservative and very outspoken, just like me. Let's hear what she has to say. She's teaching someone else.
Black women are the most destructive women in America. Your anger, your attitude, and your aggressiveness makes you the least desired and least attractive women in the country. The reason for why we see so many black men moving to white women and Latino women is because you bring more problems than solutions to a relationship.
Now, before you guys come for her, this is not the first time I have heard this sentiment from a chocolate American man. When I saw that video, because I watched his initial video, and I had just one thing to say. I just told him, hey, don't generalize black women because we're not a monolith. Be more specific. I know who you're talking about, but it would help if you were more specific. She stitched him, and this is her response.
As an African-American woman, I agree 100%. All facts. This is exactly why I take pride in identifying as an African-American, not just as black, especially in America. I refuse to be lumped in with the loudest, most reckless behaviors that's become way too normalized. There's a difference between carrying yourself with dignity and turning dysfunction into a personality. There are people out there who will proudly brag about having multiple baby daddies, like it's some kind of achievement, a PhD or something.
She covers a few things. One of them is the fact that we are not the same. Africans and Americans are not the same. And I'm talking about those who look like me. Dark-skinned Africans and dark-skinned Americans are not the same. But there are numerous similarities between African immigrants who are conservative, which most of us are, some of us become indoctrinated by the left, and conservative dark-skinned Americans. Lots of similarities. We're very much on the same page. But conservative Africans and liberal dark-skinned Americans, we could not be more different. And that's who she's talking about, because this group likes to play victim, has a lot of pride in their skin tone. They hold on to black pride. They also somehow weaponize their skin tone and say, oh, everything that happens to us is because of our skin tone. They have this victimhood mentality of generational trauma, which is a bunch of nonsense. It's not generational trauma. Simply put, it's just generational victimhood. Every time you have children, you teach them that the system is against them. The white man is their enemy. They will not amount to much because America is oppressive. And that's the whole mentality that continues going down the list. The cultural aspects, we could not be more different on that. More on the conservative side, we like to carry ourselves with grace and eloquence. We value education and family. So when you meet someone who does not, you clash quite a bit. So when he's talking about black women, and I think he was actually making reference to a cruise, remember that carnival cruise we talked about? He was making reference to an incident that happened on one of those carnival cruises, where the women decided to fight and they blamed other people for instigating it. You don't have to put up a fight. You could walk away. You choose to, quote unquote, throw hands. So that speaks to your emotional maturity. When we refuse to be bundled up with that, that's why we say that. And that's a big part of why I say, I am not black, I'm African American. I am not black, I'm an African immigrant. I am not a color, because I don't think with my skin tone. I don't believe in black love and speaking black and acting black and voting black and eating black and my black sisters. I don't believe in collectivism. Black people are not a monolith. Just because I look like you doesn't mean I think like you. I have been told things like, oh, not all skin folk is skin folk. And then I was like, is that supposed to be an insult or something? Yes. Skin folk is not kin folk because I don't think with my skin tone. Right? My values are not reflected by my skin tone. My skin tone is just a part of my body that I was given by God. I cannot help that. But the way I think is very individualistic. Let's continue.
Who call themselves baddies while disrespecting their own bodies and turning femininity into a joke.
Oh, yes. She touched on the baby daddy situation. I don't have to go into that. You guys know what she's talking about, right? The fatherlessness in that community is crazy. But the worst part is that it has been perpetuated by, again, the Democrats. It's a welfare system that keeps them in a very controlled state of mind. However, they think it's a good thing because they don't have to work and they're owed reparations. And they just work just enough to remain below the poverty line so they can be eligible for benefits. But these benefits become a lifelong career choice instead of something to hold them up for a little bit as they get back on their feet. And they pride themselves on that, which is something else. Let's bring back shame, y'all.
Who curse out our elders in public, fight at baby showers, scream in restaurants, and think being aggressive is a flex. That is not a flex. That is not confidence. That is chaos. I wasn't raised like that.
Only people who are super insecure overcompensate by trying to be loud and proudly loud and throw chaos and react emotionally. Because why? If you're secure in yourself, no matter what comes up, why do you have to give in? Why do you have to be the loudest one? Why do you have to be aggressive? You can walk away, but someone hit a spot where they hit your pride and now you want to chew them out for it, and now you think that's a good thing. I've seen so many videos where they're like, oh, swing home, swing home.
Why do I always see on Instagram short clips of black women fighting?
Oh my God.
Why I can't see any other Chinese, whites, Portuguese, Spanish, Jewish women fighting? Why is this 90% black women? Why?
This is so embarrassing when you get how the media see what happens. Not all, but especially black women, they give bullets to the system. Why would you give bullets to the system who's going to shoot you with it? So they act like animals. Not all black people, not all black women or men, but 90% of what we see on Instagram and Facebook, it's embarrassing.
And especially women.
Women, because they don't know who they are. And they get upset with black men who don't want to date a black woman. You see? So if a black, when you come into the kingdom of God, color goes out the window.
Correct.
God will send a man or woman, I don't care if she's white, black, brown, or red. But when it comes to identity politics, you gotta marry a black woman. Why? Okay? So we see women on Instagram and social media acting like this. It feeds into the monstrosity of the system.
They believe that swinging back is what guarantees your dignity and you protect your pride that way somehow, I guess. And if we don't respond that way, we are called docile. Someone left a comment somewhere telling me I'm docile as an African because I don't understand my rights. And I just have enough sense to realize that there are better ways to behave in certain situations. Assaulting people is not going to help the situation, It's going to catch you a criminal charge. So, be wise.
I wasn't raised like that. Many of us weren't. We were raised with discipline, respect, and shame when we messed up. Not this proud to be out of pocket energy, I keep saying. And before anyone says it, no, the white man did not make you fight on that carnival cruise. He didn't force you to swing on your grandma or celebrate dysfunction online.
Accountability is the toxic black community's kryptonite. I know I just made up that song. Thanks. Yo, every time these people are caught, in a situation that they started or that they took part in, there is never accountability. There is never, you know what, I shouldn't have done that. Immediately, but they started it. But then I'm oppressed. It's because it's racism. That's, really. Emotional intelligence is so important, y'all. It is so important. I would never hit an elder. That's a curse. That is a curseable offense. When cursing, I don't mean using a bad word. I mean a curse. You will have a curse on you for acting that way around your elders.
Oh
that behavior is not tolerated where we are from. The African culture is absolutely different from the culture here. I'm going to tell you guys that. And I've talked about this a few times. But that's what she's talking about. You are taught to carry yourself a certain way. And when you do mess up, you hold yourself accountable. You don't blame other people for your actions. But what else do I expect from people who believe they are victims in everything?
That is you. They have made it a habit of blaming racism for everything, even their own poor choices. Yes, racism exists, but so does personal accountability. And at some point, you have to grow up and stop using oppression as an excuse for bad behavior. Not everyone will like this message, and that's fine. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. I'm here to say we need to do better.
Ooh, she hit the nail right on the head. I have been saying this for ages. Yeah. The whole time I was on TikTok, for the 5 years I was on TikTok, I said this exact same thing. You have to take personal accountability. Stop blaming racism for everything. That is called weaponizing your skin tone. And also victimizing yourself because of your skin tone. Not everything is about racism. And ironically, again, these people, these black activists, they are the biggest racists. But they'll claim they cannot be racist because they're black. Remember to talk about weaponizing your skin tone there. Instead of accountability, I should not have stolen that thing from Walmart. I should not have given the police an attitude. I should not have started a fight on a cruise line. Nah. It's because we are black and we are oppressed. Yeah, you're oppressed by your own lack of accountability. Yes, I agree. Do better. And this is why, again, I say I am not black, I'm African American. And yes, I'm African American. How? Because I'm a dual citizen, but also because I came from Africa and I'm in America now. Literal definition of an African American. If you see Africans not wanting to associate with you, that's why. And no, we're not dumb enough to think black Americans are a monolith. We know there are certain people we can get along with. Again, like I said, the conservatives or the moderates, we get along with just fine because they don't have black pride. But for those who have a lot of pride in their skin tone and think they're special and should be treated special and they deserve all these special treatments and that they're oppressed in America, we don't associate. And that's why. Make sure you like and comment and subscribe. Make sure you share this video. Click on the notification bell so you know the next time I upload a video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Kenyan Hippie out.